And a very good afternoon here on Friday, the 11th of January 2019. My name is Rishi Patel, co-founder, Master the Markets, the Elite Traders Conference, and the Traders Open Day. Very warm welcome into the first weekly market roundup for the year. So a very happy new year to all of our regular listeners. We trust you're well rested over the holiday period and raring to go. Getting back into action, into the swing of things in the market. Very interesting couple of moves really we saw in the first week of January here on the financial markets. So we really want to give you a little bit of a review to show you exactly where we are, what we're doing this year, what our 2018 review is as well. I want to show you from the live trading room's perspective for the 2018 review. I will show you from the elite trading room's perspective as to where we finished as well. It was just under 40% according to the last publish that we made on the last post that we did for the weekly market roundups. So it's been a very profitable year in 2018. We're looking to carry that on into 2019, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So how and what our plan is for that into this recording here. So I'm going to be doing a review of the major currencies and then some of the world markets, the indices, of course, Bitcoin. We'll be looking at some analysis of that, and then of course we'll go on to the topic of the weekly market roundup this week, which is of course based around 2018 review, 2019 goals. So let's kick it off here by looking at the euro US dollar. What have we had from the perspective of the various trading rooms? So the first trade of the year for us actually took place today. Today was the first trade of the year for us on the live trading room. The Vedanta Elite trading room has had a couple of more setups than us, obviously looking at more trade frequency from their perspective. But for us, we've had the first trade of the year, which was today, which was this euro US dollar money bars trade. First one of the year, looking at a short in the market of 114.81. So what have we got just here? 114.81. You can see we shorted on this line here. This is 114.81. So we are short the market, currently sitting around the break even on that particular trade just there. But our premise for taking this particular opportunity is this is going to become a confirmed swing high here, and the market will continue to fall and go on to hit the money bar's profit target as well when it is placed later this evening. So we'll be on the lookout for that into next week. That's pretty much it by way of opportunities that we've seen on the live trading room. I know it's been a pretty dynamic year so far. If we go back and look at the euro dollar, the start of the year actually is denoted by this line just here. Here's the 1st of January. So we've already had quite a move that's taken place, but we're looking at the counter trend move on this side. Dollar Swiss franc, you'll see just here. Where are we since the beginning of the year? Here we go, 31st December. Again, look at the quite sharp moves that we've seen here in the market. The Vedanta Elite team did have an opportunity to capture some of this into the first part of the year. Unfortunately, the trade setups didn't trigger. As a result of that, of course, what's happened is we've seen not many trades coming out and actually triggering for us this year so far. So that's not been ideal. Again, if we look, there was some opportunities on the euro dollar and swing profits, but they didn't trigger. One on the prime profits, but not meeting all the criteria as well just there. And gold bars as well. Dollar Swiss franc also not meeting the core criteria just there as well. So not really ideal from that perspective. Of course, you can see we would have ideally liked to have shorted that. Is the first PSWB, but we haven't had an opportunity to do that just there. As a result of that, not really too much happening on this market at the moment. So we'll just keep it at that point for that. Unfortunately, not many trades going on. Just the euro dollar running at the moment. Money bars short, so you can see. We're continuing on the money bars account from last year. As most of you will know, we had more than a 13% upside last year, and we're continuing that on here on this account. So we are short on the euro US dollar. You can see currently, as I said already, we are sitting around the break-even level at this time. So Looking for that to proceed further lower to take this up to a profit of around about £1,200, £1,300 is what we'll be looking to bank out there on the euro dollar. Let's see if it does indeed set up for us that way. We'll continue to monitor it, continue to manage the risk as we always do. That's pretty much it by way of trades that we've taken so far. I've gone through the live trading room journal, which is just the money bars trade at this time, and I've also gone through the elite journal as well. We flicked through the various tabs. You can see nothing really triggered for us at this time here on the journal. So nothing to do from the perspective. It's been a little quiet into the first week for us, so we'll continue to monitor the market. Trades very much, we found that they come along in clusters, so we won't get anything for quite a while, and then suddenly sort of we'll have a week that's 5, 6, 7 trades running at the same time. Could very easily happen just there. So remember, our key thing is just to manage the risk and make sure we're looking out for the right opportunities. And that's pretty much it for this time. Let's go through the world markets. So Euro US dollar, you can see here we had quite a large spike on the 2nd of January across most of the world markets, most of the major currencies. And the euro dollar did suffer from that one as well. We had a PSWB setting up there. You can see recently that that's been broken. No swing high has been confirmed recently, and we're looking for this particular trade setup to go ahead and confirm the swing high for us. That's what we're looking for. Let's go over to the dollar Swiss franc. So we have, again, first PSWB is setting up just here. Again, quite quiet really here at this time. Not really too much going on from the perspective of dollar Swiss. We don't really have too much happening. We'll continue to look for opportunities to the downside in line with the overall trend. We do have clear downtrend here as well, so we are looking for shorting opportunities on the dollar Swiss, but they need to be positioned correctly according to the strategies. Now the dollar yen is an interesting one because again you can see this large spike that took place on the 2nd of January for dollar yen has been sustained. The price hasn't pulled back as it has with the other currencies, and that's an important thing to note and understand because we're seeing some yen strength here in the market. What we really need from the master market's perspective is for this IB-1 bar to be cleared. So either for the low to be broken or the high to be broken of this, and then we can start to see some swing highs and lows setting up in the market. That's ideally what we're looking for. If we can get that, then we can start looking at how to approach this. I'm not really talking as clearly as I'd like to in this weekly market roundup, just because I'm going through a little bit of a cold, sort of sore throat type thing at the moment. A little bit annoying, but what can we do? Got to be regular with the market and with our updates, and so we are being blood, sweat and tears. So here we go. We'll just continue persevering through, and of course I'm sure I'll be better soon. So we'll continue to look. Euro yen, take a look. You've got your IB-1 just here. Take a look at the range. You need to break of that. It's the same story as with the dollar yen. Basically, it needs to clear that range of that IB-1. So that's really what I'm looking for at this time. So let's continue looking out for that. Over to the next currency, the Aussie dollar. What do we have? The Aussie dollar is an interesting one because actually what it's doing is it's making a very clean set of higher highs and higher lows. Not only that, but you're seeing some consecutive higher closes as well on this particular currency pair. Something to watch out for. What we're looking for here at the moment is an interruption really on this Aussie dollar, which could take place in the form of an EC very easily. So for those of you that are studying with us here at Live Trade Mentorship Advanced and Vedanta Elite, you'll understand the concept of the English channel. And this is what we're looking for at this time on the Aussie dollar, to be able to take a trade short on it in line with its overall trend. Pound dollar, look at it, very interesting. You can see it has created an outsider bar to the upside. So it's the polar opposite to the euro dollar today, which has pushed lower. So it's quite an interesting one. It's not so much to do with dollar weakness or dollar strength today. It's more to do with the individual currencies just there. Let's take a look at the FTSE 100. So the FTSE 100, you can see now for several months has been in a very clean, clear downward trend. So we saw the start of that from really this point onwards, where you saw the break of this swing low We've had some consistent lower lows and lower highs since then. So we're off of the highs of the 7,800 figures. We're now down to the 6,800 figures. Quite a significant drop for the FTSE 100, around 20% in the last 6 months. And this is denoted through other world markets as well. I mean, take a look at the Dow Jones, which was happily just plodding along on its way upwards. But we've been saying here for a while that we're seeing signs of a market exhaustion, and you can see that's exactly what's happened. You know, you cannot get the market climbing higher, and so it is really pushing lower. It's a pretty interesting setup at this time. So lots of short opportunities across various stocks and things like that will set up for us on our strategies over the next coming weeks and months, I'm sure. Taking a look at Bitcoin, you can see here Bitcoin really is hovering around. It's creating a single market compression at this time, going on to an extended market compression. What I mean by that is if you look at the distance between the last swing high and the last swing low, let me just undo this, incorrect. So if you look at the distance from this point to this point here, this top to bottom, bottom to top move, then you look at the top to bottom move, you've got that range just there. And then again, if you look, you've got this range just here, and then again take a look here, you've got this range. And so you can see what's interesting with this is also a dangerous sign as well on this Bitcoin. Dangerous in the sense that the direction is uncertain, because take a look, what you're getting is what we call an EMC. An EMC of course stands for extended market compression, where the market is starting to create this squeeze just here. Now what this means from the perspective of a quantified strategy is that we may very well see a breakout in the direction of the prevailing trend, which is to the downside. So I have said over the last couple of months really that Bitcoin has quite a lot of unresolved gaps which are further down in the chart. You know, going back all the way down to just a couple of $100. It's very possible that we may see a fall off on Bitcoin up to the point where people start to think that, you know, it's not really worth investing in. And of course that's where the professionals will start to get involved with the market. So, you know, it's very interesting because Bitcoin is a long-term investment that we have been studying here for some time at Master of the Markets. We haven't made a purchase as of yet. People do keep asking me about this. The truth is I'm looking for a buy signal, and that will be denoted by the weekly chart for us, and we'll look for something in the way of a primary. So just be on the lookout for that, because it will be interesting to observe here on the Bitcoin chart. But I believe, technically speaking, there may very well be a little bit more downside before we see the upside movement come into the market. You know, we may dip as low as, you know, $2,000 or $1,500 very easily, I believe, in my personal opinion, before we see some buy signals coming in for Bitcoin. So it's an interesting chart to look at. We're not really trading it, but it is definitely something that you can look at in terms of a long-term investment. So let's continue to monitor the market. We'll continue to do that, of course. We'll continue to do that. Let's just switch over to our topic for the weekly market roundup, which today is based around the 2018 review. So let's go ahead, pull that open, and here you can see that I've just brought open a spreadsheet which really talks about what we have achieved now really in forward testing. So this is the first year that we've implemented these exact money bars rules from the back testing, and we can see here we can do a comparison between the liftoff and the money bars. When we look at them together, you can see first of all that by way of the results that we achieved last year on money bars with 15.61% upside on the system, it's outstripped most of the years from previous years. In fact, the only year that's been better than this is 2015, and that was only because we had this huge move on the dollar Swiss franc, which contributed to a lot of upside really that particular year. Other than that, it is really the best year in history last year for money bars, so we're looking to continue that into this year. Liftoff 3.0 is the total opposite, quite interestingly. The reason for that is because we had steady performance on liftoff for the first 4 years. The year 5 was quite aggressive. You can see 2017. 2018 was a slower year. In fact, it was the first losing year. And I'm not really too worried about this. A lot of people ask me, does it mean the strategy isn't working anymore? Is it any point trading it? not really too worried about this, because here in April we actually took a 1% loss on one particular trade, which actually on our cash accounts actually made a profit of plus 3%. So there is a difference here of plus 4. So if you added 4 to this minus 3.15, it would take this whole thing to being a negligible loss, which is quite acceptable from that perspective. And I'm happy to continue to take lift-off trades into this year as well, using the same strategy, same analysis. Actually, the lift-off trade strategy system is one of the ones that I have a bias towards, because it's one of the more favorable ones. It's got a very robust set of rules inside it, which minimizes losses, which has been proven to be really, really effective. So I'm looking forward to that. Going into 2019, really, what are our goals? Our goals are really to outstrip the performance that we had from previous years. So you can see last year we ended up cash with 20.03% of upside in the live trading room. It's one of the best years on records for us for just the live trading room. Of course, the Vedanta Elite room outstripped the live trading room, you know, several times, but that we expect, because their strategies are much higher reward risk and everything else. So that's totally fine. What we can do here is on LTR system and cash, we can just basically go ahead and just monitor this. We want to hit either a similar or a better performance this year, and we're going to do that by, there's a couple of things that we're going to do. So one of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to be integrating a third strategy into the live trading room called Cash In 3.0. That's going to be a trade strategy which will give us an increased number of trades, good quality trades as well. This year we're also going to be inserting some signals from derivatives of the elite strategies as well into the live trading room, and we're also refining the overall elite strategies to really increase their and boost their performance as well for the elite trading room. So that's the idea just there. So we'll look to continue to do that and monitor that, of course, into this particular market. Let's see how things perform for us. We'll take it all from there. So our 2019 goals really are to either match or outstrip what we have performed in 2018, and the way we're doing that, of course, by introducing additional strategies and additional trade signals into the trading rooms. And of course, we're looking to maintain and increase the performance that we had on the elite trading room as well. It would be really great to see a 50% upside at least this year. That will be a nice little target to aim for. Beat what we did last year and continue to grow the whole upside. So that's the idea just there. Let's continue doing that, and we'll be consistent and steady in our approach. We'll continue publishing the market updates, so you can see us trade the markets in real time. You can see us accumulate, you know, these trading accounts. For those of you that started watching the market updates from last year, if you didn't, you know, you can go back and have a look at January last year. Everything is on our YouTube channel, on our blogs, on our website. You'll see that this account was starting with even less than 100,000. I think it was maybe starting with something like 94,000. But last year, of course, we really boosted the profits heavily and took it up to give it a nice little upside. We maintained this throughout, and we'll continue to maintain this account and trade it consistently with the money bar strategy. We also have an account for liftoff as well, and you'll continue to see those grow. That's our goal into this year. So with that said, look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Bye for now.